This is Georgia's 92 Votes. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Rich's, all about the South, and by Pizza Hut Delivery, home of the half-price pizza. Now, with Georgia's 92 Votes, Don Farmer, Monica Kaufman, and political reporter Bill Nigut.
Good evening. The polls are closed, but some people are still waiting in line to vote. And welcome to the beginning of our live team coverage here on Channel 2 as Georgia begins to count its 92 vote.
We'll be here through the evening, of course, with the winners and the losers and the reasons why what happened. Starting now, then at 7:52 and 8:22, we'll have live updates for you on the Georgia vote. Then at 8:52 and 9:52, we expect to start seeing some voting trends, and we'll bring you expanded live coverage. At 11, we'll have a special edition of the Action News Night Beat. And, of course, when we're not focusing on the Georgia vote, ABC News will be covering the national returns. ABC has projected the winner of the presidential race here in Georgia, and ABC says that Governor Clinton has won our state. It is the first time, I believe, a Democrat has done so since Jimmy Carter won in 1980.
Election officials around the state just now are starting to count the vote, and some haven't even started because, as I said, some people are still in line waiting to vote because of the high turnout. But with 1% of the precincts reporting, you can see right now Bill Clinton is ahead with 43%, Bush behind with 39%, and Ross Perot at 18%. There is a Libertarian candidate, Moreau, but we do not have those numbers as of the moment. Governor Clinton had a slim lead in the pre-election polls. Our Sandra Bookman joins us now. She's at the campaign headquarters at Colony Square Hotel.
That's right. We are at the Clinton campaign headquarters, and what we're hearing from Democratic officials here is that they are ecstatic, which should come as no surprise. They say they are positive that Clinton will win this state as soon as all the numbers are reported. One of the constituencies that Democrats had always said Clinton needed to win was black voters. What we are being told by party officials at this point is that he has got 90% of the black vote. They say that is a good barometer for the rest of the night. We will have more for you later from these headquarters. Don and Monica, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sandra. And coming up later in Action News, we will have a look at the Bush Quayle headquarters. That's in about a half an hour. Now we're going to take a look at the Senate race.
Yeah, Democrat White Fowler was ahead in all of the polls before the actual vote was taken. But now, of course, it's the real votes that count. ABC News says it is still too close to call a winner here in Georgia right now. Let's take a look at the numbers as we have them with just a few of the precincts reporting, a few votes counted. Paul Coverdale has 50%, White Fowler 48%. And the Libertarian candidate, Mr. Hudson, has 2% of the vote. Among the people who campaigned for Senator Fowler's re-election effort was our senior senator here in Georgia, Sam Nunn. He joins us tonight to talk about that and, of course, the presidential election and the campaign with our Bill Nigut. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Don. Senator, we're very glad you could be with us, and I think we owe you a note of congratulations for apparently winning Georgia for Bill Clinton tonight.
I feel good about it, Bill. I'm not sure the exit polls are always reliable, but I have a good feeling, particularly because of the huge turnout in Decatur on Saturday, because he had a great campaign staff here. The people who were in leadership here, including the governor and his people, Ed Sims, Gordon Giffen, Nancy Parrish, and others, were a very effective team. Most of all, Governor Clinton was one heck of a candidate.
Now, by all accounts, excuse me, by all accounts, the economy is emerging in the exit polls, as we would have expected, is the reason people are voting tonight, the motivator. If Bill Clinton goes on and wins the presidency, what do you expect he can immediately do that would give us any hope that the economy is going to improve? Or is he simply going to be the beneficiary of circumstances beyond the president's control?
I believe we are poised for some economic recovery now, but I believe that the next president, hopefully Clinton, will have to deal with the economy as if he's not going to run again. He's going to have to do the tough things. He's going to have to do them up front. Our problems in the economy go far beyond this recession. They are structural, and we have to start dealing with the structural part of it, beginning with the deficit.
Well, it'll be interesting to follow up on you at some point and hear what the tough things are. Right now, we're out of time, but we thank you for being with us tonight, Senator.
Thanks, Bill.
Don and Monica.
All right, Bill and Senator Nunn, thank you. And we'll be back with more early returns in just a minute. As Monica told you, there's long lines around the polling places around our state today. A big vote, maybe a record turnout. Some people are still in line. Donnie Mack.
Don McClellan.
Well, we call him
Donnie Mack.
He's our Donnie Mack. To you, he's reporter Don McClellan, and he's in Cherokee County. Don.
You bet. Holly Springs Elementary School, the line snaking around the building here, an indication of how badly people want to vote, despite what ABC may already have said. We were back there when the sheriff's deputy cut off the line exactly at 7 o'clock. People have continued to come. He's turned them away very politely, and most have left in the same manner. We expect it'll probably be like this for another 3 or 4 hours before the last person here is able to vote. Reporting live from Holly Springs Elementary School in mid-Cherokee County, Don McClellan, Channel 2 Action News.
There are only 7 voting booths out there, so that's why they've had the problem all evening. That's how the 92 vote looks in Georgia right now. We'll be back at 7:52 with another look at a live update and results.
We thank you for counting on Channel 2 Action News for election coverage. We'll be here about as long as there are any questions about who and what have won and lost. See you later.
Monica Kaufman and Don Farmer, Channel 2 Action News. This is Georgia's 92 votes. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Pizza Hut Delivery, home of the half-price pizza, and by Riches, all about the South. Now, with Georgia's 92 votes, Monica Kaufman, Don Farmer, and political reporter Bill Nigut.
And welcome again to our Channel 2 coverage of the Georgia 92 vote. The polls close at 7 o'clock, and there are some early returns to tell you about at this early point in the evening.
First, the race you're waiting for, the presidential race, and here are the numbers. Bill Clinton is ahead with 43%, and as you've heard, ABC has already projected him the winner in Georgia. President Bush with 40%, and Ross Perot with 17%.
Let's take a look now at the race for the U.S. Senate from Georgia. The junior Senator Wyche Fowler running again. As you can see, with just 4% of the precincts reporting, Fowler has 51% of the vote to 45% for Paul Coverdale, the Republican. Jim Hudson, the Libertarian candidate, has a little over 1,100 votes, or 4%.
For the Bush campaign, the last few days have been a battle to get every possible vote here in Georgia. Our
Chris Girl is at the Bush Quail headquarters at the Century Center Hotel with a live update on the mood there. Chris.
Don and Monica, thank you. You know, the Clinton campaign all year long has been talking about a need for change, but I must tell you here at the Bush headquarters, change is something nobody wants to hear about, and especially watching ABC call the state for Clinton has not gone down well. Alec Pointevent is the state GOP chairman, and he's been looking at the numbers along with everyone else. What do you think? Why call so early?
Well, we're mighty early, 3%, 4% of precincts in. Obviously in Georgia, usually early the rural precincts come in. We expect to run behind there, so we'll wait a little longer till our vote comes in, and obviously we follow the other votes in Georgia, so it's very early in the evening, and I think we have a very good chance to put these electoral votes in the college for the president in Georgia.
As we go through the evening, Alec will be talking about the campaign and how it went down here in Georgia. So
look forward to talking about it.
All right, Alec Pointevent, and we'll go back to you, Don and Monica. It will be a long night here, and we'll be with you throughout.
All right, Chris and gentlemen, thank you. Georgia's Secretary of State Max Cleland was predicting a record voter turnout today of about 70%.
And the polls now are closed, but under the rules, anyone who was in line by 7 p.m. still is allowed to vote. Our Don McClellan is live at a polling place with a look at the voter turnout.
Not a heck of a big change back here since the last time. A line still snaking around the school here, the Holly Springs Elementary School here in Cherokee County. And many of the people here, like William Green, we've asked him to come over. He's been here already about 3 hours, a tool and die maker at Lockheed for 13 years. Why have you been willing to wait so long?
Well, it's just very important to vote this time. I mean, it's very important.
ABC has already said in an exit poll that the state has gone for Clinton. Are there other candidates
really?
besides the presidential race that you're interested in?
Several, yes.
Okay, I appreciate it very much, and you apparently just typical of the people who have been out here now for 3 hours and probably going to be out here quite a bit longer. Reporting live from Holly Springs, we'll be here as long as they are. Don McClellan, Channel 2 Action News.
Thank you very much, Don. Our coverage of the 92 vote continues in just a moment. New figures coming in on the presidential race.
Let's have a look. Here's the latest returns as we have them for Georgia. With 6% of the precincts reporting, Governor Clinton with a 43% percentage. George Bush, the president, with 41%. Looks close there, although ABC says that Governor Clinton will carry Georgia. And Ross Perot, the independent candidate, with 16% of the votes.
Well, our political reporter, Bill Nigut, has been watching the races all day, and of course, Bill is going to take a look at this to see what it means, particularly to some Democratic people like Zell Miller.
Hey, you know, when I saw all of the networks call Georgia as a Clinton state early on, I thought about the fact there's nobody more thrilled about that than Governor Zell Miller and a number of the top Democrats in this state about getting that early call, not just winning the state, but being one of the first states called for Bill Clinton. And here's why. You'll remember that back in March, it was Governor Miller who moved the Georgia primary with the help of the legislature a week earlier than Super Tuesday. He did that, he said, to bring the state some national exposure. It got that. but also he was giving his candidate, Bill Clinton, a big boost coming out of second place in New Hampshire. He won Georgia and went on to win Super Tuesday, and the rest was history at that point. Clinton, just on Saturday in Decatur, said to the crowd that when he was down on his luck last March, it was Georgia that pulled him through. He said, I'm looking for Georgia to pull me through again on this one. So the governor and his people are especially happy because this is another example they see of how this state has worked very hard. The Democrats in this state have worked very hard to put Clinton over the top. As for the Republicans, they were working very hard as well, but on their quiet moments, they will acknowledge that they wish that George Bush had gotten involved in this race earlier than he did. They feel he waited too long.
They were saying even tonight, Republicans, they didn't really expect for the president to carry Georgia. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, well, they know that the president just took a long time getting started in the whole campaign across the country, and so for them, it's kind of what they might have expected tonight.
Well, the Georgia Capitol liked this candidate much better than they did Dukakis, and that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, we'll talk about those numbers later. That's interesting.
Thank you, Bill. That's how the 92 vote looks in Georgia right now. We'll be back at 8:22 with another live update.
Thanks for counting on Channel 2 Action News for tonight's election coverage.